Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're regular here, you know the score by now. I review many photographic, audio and video related products. Well, today we're taking a look at a microphone I recently purchased. I've actually been buying quite a few microphones. I love testing microphones for some bizarre reason, I don't know. But it is incredibly important to get good sound quality with videos you produce. Not just for YouTube, but for any video production. Sound quality is equally as important as video. I myself have been on many YouTube channels and many videos, and the subject matter looks interesting, but if you've got wind noise in the background, you can't hear what's going on, engine noise, motor noise, whatever it might be, then it makes it hopeless trying to watch that video. So I'm sure you all appreciate that. So I do strive to get as good a sound quality as I can from my videos. I generally use tie-clip mics. I either use my Rode Wireless Go or my Saramonic Blink 500 if I'm out and about, and I'll just clip it on me and away you go. Or if I'm at my home studio, I'll use my Rode M5 microphone going into my Rodecaster Pro deck. That gives me really lovely sound quality. Well, today I'm using a new microphone, and the one I purchased is this little baby, the Sony ECM B1M. ECM B1M. Yeah, ECM B1M. I can't show you the microphone. It's actually on the camera, recording the sound as we speak. I thought it's only fair that you hear how good this microphone is. Now, this microphone is great technology and it's a great piece of kit, but it does have its limitations. Now, what's really good about it, no cables are required. So it's a Sony microphone designed for Sony cameras. But worse than that, well, I say worse, and that depends on how you look at it. It's only designed for certain cameras, not the entire Sony range, which is, unfortunate, but that's how technology moves forward, isn't it? I've got it directly fitted to my Sony A7C, which you may or may not be able to see from my ZV-1 picking up the rear at the back here. It's fitted to my Sony A7C, and it's a direct link. In the hot shoe of a camera, they call it a multi-interface shoe. And with that shoe, it's got pins in it, and those pins connect directly to the microphone, so it feeds the power, it feeds the audio signal, and whatever. And it's great. I've got it, as I say, on the A7C. Now, the microphone has many settings on the microphone. I'll go through all those settings in just a moment. But the setting I'm using for this particular video is directional. There's three settings. There's directional, omnidirectional, and I'm not sure if the other one picks up the entire surrounding of a microphone. Obviously, I'm talking directly to camera. There is only me here, so it makes sense for me to use the directional mode. Now, with the A7C, it works great because you can put it in what we call digital mode. There's on the back of a microphone, there's two. There's either digital or analog. Now, with the A7C, because it's a very new camera, it works in digital. So the microphone is doing all the processing. So it's obviously analog in because my voice is analog. So it's analog going into the microphone. But all the processing is being done digitally, as opposed to using an analog to digital converter. Any conversion is done in the microphone, and it's phenomenal. I really do like the sound quality. I was going to say enjoy it, but I really do like the sound quality that comes off this B1M microphone. What's really good is setting the audio controls. Now, the audio is set you can either set it to automatic or manual. I always use manual because I don't like the gain control going up and down, up and down. When you're not speaking, it tries to boost a level that isn't there, and I don't like that. You get hiss. But if you set it to manual, on the back of a microphone you've got a dial, so you can adjust the audio level controls. It's not done in camera. It's done it's done on the microphone. It's a physical control on the microphone, not menu driven or whatever. But that's great. The microphone does come with the furry wind muff. I've actually got it on at the moment. Don't need it on because I'm indoors, but I have got it on. I will do a test outdoors, provided it don't pee down with rain. We've had nothing but torrential rain for the last 3 or 4 days, but I will do a vlogging test with this microphone outdoors so you can hear what the sound quality is like outdoors. But what we'll do now, we'll swap the cameras around a wee bit, and I'll put my Saramonic Blink 500 on the A7C, and then I'll show you around the microphone so you can actually see what the settings are on the microphone. I've now taken the microphone off my Sony A7C. I'm using the Saramonic Blink 500 sort of wireless microphone. There will be a difference in sound quality, but at least you'll still be able to hear good quality audio, even if that audio is slightly different. So this is the actual microphone. It's very, very compact. It's quite tall, but it's compact in the sense of, you know, it isn't a really big gun mic. But I quite like its fancy design at the top. I don't know what all those capsules are, whether they're picking up, you know, what's behind the camera on the side, depending on what setting you use. I'm not quite sure how that's configured, but that's the actual microphone. And as I say, there's pins on the bottom of the microphone which talk directly with the camera. And as I say, with the A7C and the A7S3, you can use it in digital mode and it's totally compatible. I guess all the cameras going forward from Sony, certainly the more expensive ones, will be compatible with, you know, this microphone and obviously various other microphones and accessories Sony will be releasing. But on the back here, you've got a whole plethora of different settings, and we've got obviously a digital and analog switch. Now that is, you know, obviously needed because some of the cameras it will still work with, but it's not totally compatible. You have to put it in analog mode, such as the Sony A6600 and the 6100. I've used it on those cameras. It does work fine, but you have to use it in analog mode. The audio quality won't be, well, apparently won't be quite so good as it would be in digital mode, and some of the features won't work. This switch here will adjust its directivity. I used it in completely directional mode, but you've got omnidirectional in the middle and sort of a wide mode at the bottom there. And that is great because omnidirectional, it will pick up still predominantly, you know, from the center of a microphone, but it'll also pick up either side of a microphone. So that's great if you've got, you know, somebody talking just off axis. But it won't pick up from the rear. It'd be very dull sound coming from the rear. But then you've got the third position, which will pick up a wider shot. So it'll still pick up the sound quality quite nicely from behind the microphone, as well as it does from the front of the microphone. You've got an I can never say that word, attenuator. So you've got 0 dB, plus 10 dB, and plus 20 dB. I'm not sure if that's plus or minus. I'll have to have a play with that. I always suggest get as close to the microphone as you can, or get the microphone as close to you as you can. If you're vlogging, you are going to be close to the microphone anyway, so this will be fine for that. But if you're going to be further away, no matter how good the gun mic is, it's not going to pick up the sound very well. So you you certainly are best off using something like, you know, a tie clip mic, a lavalier mic, or the likes of one of these, the Blink 500 or the Rode Wireless Go, or something like that, you know. You got the other thing here, auto manual switch at the bottom of the microphone. I don't trust auto. I don't trust it on this microphone. I don't trust it generally speaking. I much prefer to use manual. I've always been a manual sort of guy, certainly with audio. And you may well find that the auto setting will be absolutely fine, you know. But it is there. I mean, auto would be great if you're doing running and gunning and you don't have time to set your audio levels. Do put it in auto, and I'm sure the sound quality will be more than usable. And then you've got your manual audio control at the bottom here, so you can turn it, you know, obviously way down, or, you know, right the way up if you need to turn it right the way up. 5 is about normal, apparently. 5 is like a standard setting, so leave it on 5. And then last but not least, it's got a range of filter settings. So this one little microphone will do it all. You know, it's really, really good. And no batteries are required. So there's no worrying about you know, and this has happened with me with my Rode mics on more than one occasion over the years, where you take it out with a camera bag, you go off and do some filming, then you realise you'd left the microphone turned on when you put it in the camera bag, or it's got knocked and it's got itself turned on and the battery's flat and you've got no way of, you know, you've got no spare batteries, whatever it might be. It won't happen with this. It takes the power from the camera, you know, through its shoe, which is great. And also the other thing is no cables. We've all experienced issues with cables. I certainly have. They're an absolute nightmare. The more you can have where you don't need cables, and this, you know, solves it. It really does. It's got a USB port on the side for something. I'm assuming that USB port, I haven't checked, there's a USB port just on the side there. That certainly isn't for charging the battery or anything. I'm assuming, because there isn't one, I'm assuming that's for updating firmware. Again, I haven't read the manual. I should do before I do these reviews, really, shouldn't I? I'm more of a practical person. I just like to play with a kit and get it out of the box and use it. There we go. Yeah, that's the that's a look around the Sony ECM B1M digital analog microphone. I said I would test the microphone outdoors, and that is exactly what I'm doing. I've still got it in what I class as sort of gunshot mode, telephoto mode, zoom mode, I don't know what you might want to call it. Directional, I guess, is the best terminology for it. I've still got it set on that. No filters are on or whatever, but I have turned the microphone to auto gain control. I'm very curious to see how much better or worse that would be. I think in a vlogging environment, auto gain control could actually be very useful. It saves you having to even worry about the sound. You know, it'll just set its own level, as it were. So now in directional mode, as I said, it doesn't pick up the sound from around it. Now I'm heading towards my pond. I've got quite a loud waterfall, as well as pond motor. So I'm just seeing the pond waterfalls right behind the camera, and so is the motor to the pond. So I'm just curious to see how well that's picking it up. Then I'm going to switch to the other two modes so we can see what difference the other two modes make. So that's in directional mode. So let's now switch it to omnidirectional. That's now on omnidirectional, so that's going to pick up the sound from a sort of around the microphone, either side of the microphone, predominantly my voice hopefully, but it'll pick up the sounds either side of the microphone, but still shouldn't pick up too much sound from behind the microphone. So that's kind of interesting to see there. Again, the same angle. Now let's switch it, it's starting to pee down with rain. Now let's switch it to wide. That's now switched to wide, and it is peeing down with rain, so I'm not going to stand out here long, but that's now switched to wide. So it'll be interesting to see if it is picking up more of a waterfall and my voice. So it's mixing the two together, which is not really what you want if you're talking to camera. So you should be able to hear that quite loud then, the sound of the waterfall. So I leave it on wide as I wander back because it's starting to pee down with rain. I know the camera's weather sealed, but I'm not though, so I ain't got my cap on, so my hairdo gets spoilt. Oh dear. So yeah, now that's now set to wide. So I pick up noises. It could be picking up birds singing. It could be picking up aircraft, whatever. There we go. That's using the Sony ECM B1M microphone. Let's get inside. Oh dear. Now you should be able to hear, it's a bit echoey in here, isn't it? You should be able to hear the rain a lot easier on the roof of a conservatory, as well as hearing my voice. Now that's on wide. Let's go right back to directional. Now we're on directional. So again, it should be as it was doing earlier, just be pick up more of my voice, not so much of the rain. So there we are. That's the Sony ECM B1M microphone. As I say, fits directly into the shoe. It is a shame when using it on the Sony A6600 or the 6100, you put it on the shoe and it's kind of completely useless really, because it blocks the screen completely, because obviously in those cameras the screen flicks up, as you can see. So it kind of blocks the screen, and also some of the functions are not so good, purely because it's running in analog mode as opposed to digital mode. I did find though, on the A6600, manual audio control does work, but you have to set it from the camera as opposed to setting it from the microphone, which is a bit bizarre, but it still works fine. So that's good. And I was a bit disappointed that I couldn't get it to work at all on the ZV-1. If any of you guys and girls out there have got one and you've been able to get it to work on a ZV-1, let us know how, because that would be really, really appreciated. But I couldn't get it to work anyway, so be warned of that. All I would say, if you do go out and buy this microphone, do check Sony's website. I will put a link in the description below where you can find a link to what models this microphone is compatible with. And it also is quite good actually, because it tells you which ones it will work with and what its restrictions are, because there's only a few models where it's completely compatible. I know for sure the A7C it's totally compatible with, and the A7S III. That's primarily because they're two of the latest cameras from Sony. So there we go. That's the Sony ECM B1M microphone. I really enjoy it, although it is limited to what cameras I can use it with, but it's still a great microphone. I hope you found this review of interest. Please hit the like button if you did find this video of interest, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. The subscriptions are great. It does help me grow the channel, and I appreciate every single one of you who have subscribed to my channel. And I do hope you find the videos interesting and informative, and you get some use out of them. So there we go. Thanks very much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos relating to video and photography. Thanks very much. Bye for now.